What is going on, everybody? Bobby Fi. We're going to be talking a little Monday Night Showdown. I already kind of talked about a little bit of this on the baseball show because there wasn't a whole lot to go out over left in baseball. We'll talk through some things. We'll run a build, but we do need to find out who's actually available in dressing. We don't have that yet. We want to know about Johnny Wilson, and I'm not sure. I think if people think it matters, I think that people are more focused on it maybe than I am. Not more than I am. I just don't know that I need to play Paris Campbell. I'm okay with taking a shot, and I'm okay with taking a shot even if Johnny Wilson plays, to be honest with you. But I'd rather just say, you know what? I think I'm just going to play Jahan Dotson, and I'll captain him some. I'll have him in, probably nearly 30 to 40% of my lineup. This is my exposure from the first build I ran earlier today. I'm going to rerun and see what we get. Hopefully we'll get the Johnny, the what's his name news. I don't even. It's so weird when Showdown is just so different. You know what I mean? You don't, guys you just never think of and would never affect your decisions whatsoever, making these decisions anyway. What's up to D Pope? What's up to TJ? Triple J likes Hurts over rush yards and Eagles defensive touchdown. Okay, I can get behind that. I for whatever reason, and I feel like it's nuts, guys. I'm just gonna say I like Atlanta plus the points. I know it's wrong. I know Kirk Cousins sucks on Monday night. I understand all this stuff. I am playing. I'm gonna bet the Atlanta side to plus 5.5. I already bet it actually. So yeah, I think Mooney, but I don't think these are takes. You know what I mean? I don't think these are like big takes that we're making. You know what I mean? Actually, Mooney's a little bit lower owned than I thought he'd be. But yeah, I think Mooney makes some sense. I also think that Ray McLeod makes a little bit of sense to take shots on. But remember, in Atlanta, that you're going to be mostly looking at Pitts. You're going to mostly be looking at obviously Drake London. And I'm okay with playing Cousins lists, and we'll talk about some sort of types of builds and stuff. But when I hand built earlier, I'm sort of okay with playing Drake London and Bijan, and then sort of letting going mostly Philly with the other four spots. I think that's sort of the route that I'm looking right now. And you can see what exposure I got from the early builds. This is my captain exposure. I'm a little more condensed now. I have Goddard more than anybody, and I actually have 15% of Dotson and captain, even though it only says 5 here because I've adjusted a few things. Kirk's not scared of it. We're not going to talk about BS narratives that we're going to get into. I'm just not going to talk about it. He's not good under pressure. That is true. There are a lot of quarterbacks who are not good under pressure. He is one of them. He's the shining example. Everyone can be talking about it all they want. I don't think that mostly fading Ray McLeod is a take. He's only projected to be 20% owned. I don't expect him to be any higher than that. I'm underweight him as well. You can see Sheets and Goldie's projections. I'm going to bring those over to the front because I think those are pretty good, accurate. Let's see what Goldie's got that's different. Yeah, I think I'm confused at where this Bijan. I don't know where. I took the projection from Sheets. I didn't take Sheets' ownership. He's got Bijan. Yeah, this looks right. Okay. Yeah, and right now, while it says I'm under Bijan here, I actually had 50% of them in my lineup, so I'll get to that. I'm going to reset all the exposures, run a build. People talk about what you like, talk about ways that you're getting different. I like as I mentioned, I do think Dotson has the upside where you can take a shot on him at captain and get everybody else in. I don't love that I have one Jake Elliott captain lineup. I don't love that. I do like Jake Elliott as in the flex, but I think no matter what happens, Dotson's going to be somewhere around 5% owned at captain, and I'm going to be overweight that. You can see where my other captains are pretty much what I went, but I really do like the Dallas Goedert. I really want to emphasize that I think he's a terrific captain option, and I actually don't think it's even that ridiculous with the way the builds work around him that you could captain him in a cash type of build. I wouldn't play cash on these things, but that's what I think anyway. Let me just see so we get this. Redo the min exposures. We're going to reset the player exposures, and we are going to build a lineup here. Okay, let's do this. So let's go to 1. We're going to build 20 lineups. And then we're going to run a sim for the Millionaire Maker and see what we get. Rodgers was night and day better this week than I expect. Same for Kirk. Yeah, I think that's a fair expectation. And Philadelphia, it's not like this team has been stopping people through passing attacks over the last years. So I'm going to go ahead and think we can still throw the ball on them a little bit. But Rodgers was better, but let's not kid ourselves that this is the same Aaron Rodgers. He'll make 4 or 5 throws that he used to make 25 times in the game. He'll make 4 or 5 a game. And by the way, for what it's worth, if Atlanta gets smashed here, and they don't look good offensively, I think they actually have to consider going to Penix. I don't agree with this take that we paid all this money. It's very strange that they did it, but I like Penix. I think Penix is going to be a good pro. So I would like to see him get a chance. All right, so that's what we got. And then we're going to run the exposures. So you can see they really like the Devontae Smith captain. I think it's totally reasonable. I'm sort of with the field on that. I'm below on Jalen Hurts, but they've got Hurts. They're about with the field there. And then they got to Bijan and Drake London. I would probably want to get a little bit of other stuff, but maybe only building 20 lineups is the reason. So let's build 50 and let's see if that changes anything for us. And then we're going to run the sim and see what we got. Guys, while you're here, please do click the like and all that stuff. All right, here we go. Rebuild and all that good stuff. And yeah, I still don't have any news officially on the Johnny Wilson, whatever. But I think I'm rolling with what I've got. I will play him, but I'm just deciding whether or not I'm just going to trade him out for another cheapo that I already like better than him anyway. He just happens to be in my lineup because of variance. And he's not in that many of my lineups. Let me see what I even have of him. Let's take a look. Let's see where Wilson ended up. Well, he's in the lineup right there, that flex. Sorry. They've got him at exposure at 8% out of 50 lineups. Okay. And that's, again, it'll be a little bit over the field. That's probably where I will end up. But, okay, you can see what we got. And then we're going to run the sim, but they did spread it stretch out to 7 captains. You got a little bit of the Goddard, London, Mooney. I don't mind the Mooney idea as a large field play. I just like Dotson better because there should be more theoretical opportunity for him. One thing about Cousins, though, is we forget, he had Justin Jefferson, but before that, he was a guy who could spread the ball around a little bit. So I do think Mooney and Ray McLeod, like you could see, the touchdown variance going their way. It could end up being their night. So let's run the sim. Let's see what we got. And this is for the Millionaire Maker, so it's probably going to be a little bit more gambly maybe than you want to risk. Just a reminder on that one. And let's see what we're coming up with. Come on, give us an update on this. I'm so mad about the golf. I'm so mad at myself that Patton Kizzire won a tournament. I've been overweight Patton Kizzire for the last 5 years until I stopped this year because it's just been it was so bad this year. But that was the first time I remember he's in a tournament where I didn't play like one share of him and he wins the freaking tournament. He has been on some huge winning lineups that I've had before. Though he had finished 9th at the Players, I think, a couple of years ago. That was a good one. All right, so we ran the sim. We're going to sort by RA, ROI, and then we're going to see what changes. All right, so Barkley, they got to a lot more. Yeah, they went up overweight the running games, basically is what they're thinking here. Again, I would get to more Dotson, and I would get to I personally love the Goddard thing tonight. I really am a fan of this Goddard play as captain, and I think like one of in my higher buy-in, it's going to be one of Devontae Smith, Goddard, or why can't I think of his name right now? It's going to be one of Devontae Smith, Goddard, or Dotson. I just want to take advantage of the AJ Brown being out. I feel like it's treated quite right. Like I feel like Devontae should be like 15 and Barkley should be like 20. I feel like it should be all Eagles as captains, to be honest with you, with only using these other guys to get different. And I don't know. I think it's so likely going to be those guys. And I really don't even have that much of the Bijan captain tonight. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm sure I filtered by RA, ROI, Deep Hope. That's how I was filtering it for this one. We could change it if you want to. We could just go straight ROI and take a look. Not going to change that much, is my guess. Yeah, not that much. And I don't like this. I don't know how they get so underweight Jalen Hurts overall. And I like if he's 34% owned in the flex and he's 23 owned, he's only getting owned in 60% of the lineups. Give me a break. Like I think it's going to be 80%. And I think it's a good play at 80%. I don't even care. I am not going to be fading. I have 90% of Hurts, and it's literally just because I wanted to try something a little different and with a couple lineups and have him out. But I don't see how you're not playing Jalen Hurts tonight. I guess you could argue maybe, I don't even know. I don't know what the argument is. I really like Hurts. I would be playing Hurts if this was a main slate. If this was part of the 15-game slate for this week, I would have probably played Hurts in this game. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. We're obviously still waiting on some news. I'll get back to, I can't do anything until we get that news, obviously, but I'll be in Discord and comment on what changes and anything like that. Just keep an eye on the projections. Might change slightly if we do get Johnny Wilson out. So we're going to have to wait, I guess, which is interesting. Now he's not even, let me see what happened. Let's see what the projection is for him. Yeah, 4 point. Right now, let me see. What is his actual points projection here? We've got him at 1.89. I just don't think it's going to make enough of a difference, guys. I guess that's where I'm at. So this is probably similar to what I'm going to end up doing. I didn't think it was. I think that what it does is maybe people will talk themselves into like a little more Paris Campbell or Britton Covey, but I want to know who's dressing first. So I'm gonna hop out of here. I'll be in the Discord if any questions come up. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Usually we'll go a little bit longer on these. We'll get one of Sheets or Brandon usually to do it with me. But we do like doing the earlier time and gets us some different views that we don't usually get. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. And if there's anything else anybody else wants to see, I'm happy to stick around for another few minutes. But I don't have anything else to really cover. I'm sort of set with my builds until we at least find that out. And honestly, I'm not sure it's going to make that much of a difference, the Johnny Wilson thing. But I am curious what the projections will do with guys like Paris Campbell, with guys like, do we even have Covey with a projection right now? Let me see. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. All right, guys, thanks a lot. And I will talk to you guys.